Bro,
Hello.
are you worried about being prosecuted by Attorney General Matt Gaetz? Have you heard that?
I'm sure he would never be confirmed because the Senate's not that crazy, right?
Oh, I wouldn't put my stock in it. Marco Rubio said on CNN the day after the election that when it came to Trump's nominees, he said, quote, the Senate's going to be extremely deferential to a president that won such a landslide mandate. I think anybody hanging their hopes on the Senate holding him in check, I think they're kidding themselves.
I will say it is impressive that I'm not actually sure what's worse, Gates or Gabbard.
Oh, yeah. Director of National Intelligence. Yeah.
I don't know what the worst pick is. That's actually a hard one.
But she made he named a Fox News host to be Secretary of like this is just I'll be honest with you, I was stunned by some of these picks because like I figured he would at least like let temperatures cool off a little bit before he started to do the unhinged and now he's just like dropping bombs left, right, and center.
Yeah, I don't know. Like some people are, ass pain because of the neocons that are coming in. Some people are mad because of the
Your boy Dave Smith, I don't know if you saw that, but he is freaking the fuck out. He's like, I can't believe Donald Trump is like picking these neocon war hawks. I thought he was supposed to be a dove.
Yeah. I think that one of the hold on, sorry. One of the things that people need to be aware of is that the hawkish doesn't matter. Like even if Rubio was a hawk, that was before there was the talking point of like American money is being stolen by, Ukrainian aid. So it is possible that a lot of these people that came in hawkish end up becoming like super like populist or protectionist or anti-interventionalist as well. Like that's possible too. We don't know. We won't know until they start talking, I guess, about current policy. But yeah.
Well, Rubio, listen, cards on the table. I wouldn't be surprised if Rubio goes that route because Rubio has been, he's proven with Trump himself that he's, willing to set aside longstanding principle. Remember, It wasn't just Ted Cruz talking shit about Trump during the 2016 primaries. It was Rubio. Rubio was the one who actually made some of the most personal insults, implying that Trump has a small dick because he has small hands and, making fun of his hair and all that shit. And Trump gave it back too. And then he just walked all that stuff back. He used to be pretty hawkish on China and Iran and on Russia, but I'll put to you like this. I obviously my theory is that Trump picks certain people like Rubio, I think, to watch them twist themselves in real time. Like he could have picked anybody for Secretary of State. There's nothing like uniquely qualifying about Marco Rubio, but I think like it's because he knows Rubio will ultimately bend the knee, and my suspicion is he takes some sort of personal satisfaction knowing like, what, this guy used to talk shit about me. He used to say that Putin was a son of a bitch and all this, and because I'm buddies with Putin, he's going to walk all that back and he's going to lean more into the populist bent. That's my theory on why he picked somebody like Rubio. But yeah, it's
crazy, possible.
Man.
I have no idea. I'm not even gonna try to make predictions for whatever the fuck is gonna happen over this cycle.
Are any of these nominations surprising you though?
Yeah, it's all surprising. Like who? Like the Huckabee pick, and then and obviously Rubio is weird. Gabbard and Gates are horrible. I don't know if you'd say they're unexpected. I don't know. Like if I don't.
Does she have any? I'm curious because I know she's ex-military, but does Gabbard have any like actual intelligence background?
She doesn't have any intelligence. She's she's a copy pasted Kremlin stooge. That's all she is, and she's like stupid to boot.
God. Yeah, the Huckabee thing. I forgot what position. It's not UN ambassador, right? That's Elise Stefanik. What position is he giving Huckabee?
Huckabee got, I think, ambassador to Israel.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. I don't know, man. Some people I saw online were criticizing Biden about being friendly with Trump for the White House meeting. I honestly don't blame him for what the fuck's he gonna do? Like, I understand they're like, oh, you've been calling him a threat to democracy, but now you're shaking his hand and welcoming him to the White House. But I'm like, what's the alternative? I know you're pushing hard on Democrats playing more ruthlessly, and I love that because I've been advocating for that from the beginning. But when it comes to how Biden handles the transition, what would you want from him?
I don't know. There's not much he can do, right? He probably just transitions as normal. I don't know if there's anything he can do, right?
Yeah, it probably. I think he's bound by precedent. I think it'd probably be really dangerous if he did anything to the contrary. His press secretary has been called out on this, like, oh, the dissonance between what he's doing and what he said about Trump. And she said, listen, everything Biden said about Trump, he still says. He still thinks that he's a threat to democracy and yada, yada, yada. But the people have chosen, so that's the end of it.
Yeah.
What's on your agenda? I see you're taking, or I saw earlier you're taking political notes. Are you preparing for a debate?
No, I was just trying to map things out in our media space, and then I'll go back and I'll clean it up. And then they're just like concepts I'm going to try to keep in mind moving forward. Like, what is the problem? Like, what's a big problem that we have? And then, like, how does the right deal with this problem? What can we do to deal with this problem? It's basically things we're going over.
Well, it's good that everybody's talking about this now. And Brian Tyler Cohen, I think, is on Twitch now, and Packman and Beasley, and everybody's talking about it. So it's good that people are like kind of gesturing in that direction. I will say I thought of you because one tweet said, going all the way back to Matt Gaetz, it's funny how Dems are like, oh, we care about the institution, so we're going to pick Merrick Garland because he's so centrist and so slow. Nobody's going to ever accuse him of political bias. And the GOP is like, nope, we're going with Matt Gaetz. Fuck you.
Yeah, true.
God. Well, at least we won't have to deal with Merrick Garland anymore. And by the way, they did. Jack Smith has announced that he will be stepping down before Trump takes office. So Trump won't even have to fire him. He'll be gone by the time Trump's
nice and easy for him. Yeah, because Garland, apparently, it was reported that Garland was already taking steps to basically kill the investigations. I saw that article like a week ago or something. So.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but even like there's a statute of limitations for all of these, right? So like Trump can't. I know he could order the investigations to end, but can the DOJ end investigations in such a way that they can't be brought up in the future?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
It's just it has to run past the statute of limitations.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume, right, that all these cases, including like the documents case, the conspiracy to defraud people on the election, all of these crimes have a statute of limitations attached to them, right?
Yeah, but I don't think the statute of limitations is relevant here. I think that it's just going to be nobody's going to want to like try to pursue him again for charges that were already dropped. That'd be pretty wacky. Okay,
so it's possible that if he, assuming he leaves office as he's constitutionally obligated to in 2029, that theoretically the statute of limitations wouldn't have expired and somebody could pick it back up and start over, but you just don't think there'd be an appetite for it.
Yeah, possibly. Like, what, you were gonna go after the 85-year-old like guy who can't even run for office again?
You think of all the crazy shit, so I keep going back to this, like it seems like he's going to go full-fledged crazy anyway based on these appointments, but one of the things I keep reminding my audience and going back to is even if Trump does the best case scenario thing that he just golfs for 4 years, I keep coming back to this really is shit no matter what. Even like I've seen commentators say, well, maybe Trump will prove us wrong, maybe it'll be a good 4 years. But isn't by definition Trump taking office just an absolute failure for democracy given what he did in his first term? Haven't we just incentivized future iterations of MAGA to do the sort of shit Trump did, in 2020 because they're not going to be punished for it? Or do you think
that was one of the things I said to Pisco is I think one of the worst things that the election does is if Trump wins is it shows that all the behavior is acceptable, right? Because winning an election is like the ultimate sign off on a behavior. So if that's the case, then yeah. So like arguably that's one of the most damaging things right there is just him winning the election.
Yeah. Well, I guess it'll be good content though.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let our streams burn bright by the smoldering embers of our democracy, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my God. And then the sad thing is, because I don't know how old you'll be at the end of Trump's term, but it's like crazy to think that I will have politically the best years of my life will be wasted on this month. Like I'll be near 40 by the time that he's out of my life forever. And I was hoping to spend the last half of my 30s with a competent Democratic presidency. And by the way, Pete Buttigieg did an interview with Harvard earlier today or yesterday, where he says, I'm trying not to sound bitter about this. He's like, the next administration is going to inherit such a great economy and the Inflation Reduction Act and the Infrastructure Act, all these roads and bridges and the prescription drug costs, which are, reducing because of the Inflation Reduction Act. All of these things go into effect, 2026, 2027, and Trump's just going to take credit for everything. So everybody's talking about this now, including Pete Buttigieg. And I don't think the media is going to correct them on it. I think probably Democrats will try, but not to the best of their ability. And so, do you expect there to be any sort of pushback on people correcting the record? Like, no, Mr. President, this isn't your bridge. This is because 5 years ago, President Biden passed the Inflation Reduction Act, or do you think that's just going to be swept under the rug?
The media environment has to be prepared before anything like that can happen.
No.
Like, there's like, it's too much right now. Like, the media environment is too disfavorable, I think, towards anybody on the left for anything like that to ever happen. Yeah.
Well, buddy, I'll let you get back to it. It was good chatting with you, and try to stay sane.
I'll do my best. I love you. Be careful, bud.
Love you too, buddy. Bye.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right. Bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.